Okay, you are watching Learn Albanian Online, and we are live now. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Elson, and we are going to start introducing. Let's start from Natalie. Where are
Hi.
you from, and why do you want to learn Albanian?
Well, I am from Venezuela. I live in Italy and I want to learn Albanian because my boyfriend is Albanian and I want
That's
to
great. Perfect.
be
Great.
able to communicate.
Thank you for joining. Then we have Alexandra. Hello.
Përshëndetje,
Përshëndetje.
jam Aleksandra nga Australia
Po.
edhe dua të mësoj shqip sepse unë banoj këtu në Tiranë.
Në Tiranë. Shumë mirë. You already have the Albanian accent. Shumir. Okay, then we have Gordon or Jordan. Hello, përshëndetje. Okay, you left. Let's go to Kiri. Përshëndetje, Kiri.
Përshëndetje, si jeni?
Unë jam shumë mirë, po ju si jeni?
Jam të mirë. Unë quhem Carrie, unë nga Montana në Amerika. Më pëlqen shumë gjuhët e huaja dhe shoku me preferuar im është shqiptar.
Është shqiptar. Okay, mirë, shumë mirë. Then we have Matthew. Përshëndetje Matthew, nga je dhe përse dëshiron të mësosh shqip?
Përshëndetje, unë jam Matt, unë nga Amerikë në New Yorku. Unë dua të mësoj shqip sepse mua me pëlqen Shqipëri.
Shqipëria shumë mirë. Perfect. Dhe kemi dhe Lenson nga Tajvani. Përshëndetje Lenson.
Përshëndetje, quhem Lemson, unë jam nga Tajvani, unë jam 26 vjeç, dua të mësoj shqip sepse më pëlqen Shqipëria.
Më pëlqen Shqipëria. Perfect. Mirë, unë quhem Elson, unë jam nga Shqipëria dhe jetoj në Tiranë. I will teach you some Albanian. Before watching this video, those that are watching from YouTube, before watching this one, you should watch the first lesson I did about nominative case of nouns, because that is very related with this lesson. If you have not watched that, watch that one first and then start with this lesson. I just sent a link for the students who are present. Could you open that link? For those who are watching from YouTube, the link will be in the description box in YouTube. You can download it from there. And also, I will start screen sharing. Give me a second. Okay, can you all see my screen or the document? Do you have access to it? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yes. We are going to start with accusative case of nouns. What is accusative? What are nouns, first of all? And what are cases in Albanian, etc. How do we build a certain case? How do we use it? In which situation you will need this, etc. There is a lot to talk about accusative case, and today we are going to talk only about accusative of case of nouns. And it's part 1 because there will be a part 2 or part 3. So today's topic is accusative case, nouns in accusative, the usage of accusative case, and we'll do some exercises. Let's go to slide number 2. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me anytime you want and ask me any questions. What is a noun? I have mentioned this even in the previous lessons, and I will say it again to the new students or to those who have not watched the previous videos. A noun is a word that is used to name or identify either people, places, animals, rivers, oceans, cats, any other thing. Albanian language, the noun has a form, so you will see it in definite form or indefinite. I will explain shortly in the next slide what is that for those who do not know. A noun has a case. In Albanian, we have 5 cases. In some weird internet websites, you will see 6 cases, but that's not correct. So there is nominative, accusative, genitive, dative, and ablative case. We have talked about nominative case and everything related to that in the previous lessons, so go ahead and check those lessons. Today, we are going to start with accusative case of nouns only, of all these that we mentioned above, people, places, etc. A noun in Albanian has genders. In grammar, there are 3 genders. It is also neutral gender, despite the fact that it's not very used in spoken Albanian. But most common ones are masculine and feminine nouns. And the last one, a noun, has a number, so it can either be singular or plural. Let's go to slide number 3. What is the form of a noun? I mentioned in the previous slide that a noun in Albanian has 2 forms, indefinite and definite. Luckily for those who speak English or Spanish, it's a similar thing. You also have definite and indefinite. The difference between definite and indefinite is just like saying a specific flower, so or a flower in general, or any flower in general. Or in English, you say the book, for example, versus a or a book. Or in Spanish, some other linking articles, etc. In Albanian, we do not have a word for the, but we make changes at the end of the noun. What changes? We'll see it in the next slides. The reason why I'm mentioning forms again, definite and indefinite, is because not only nominative case has definite, indefinite. Every single case will have a definite form and an indefinite form. Since we are talking about accusative, we'll also talk about indefinite and definite, but only singular. We have not learned the plural yet. Slide number 4. The gender of nouns, as I mentioned before, there are 2 genders, despite the fact that in many books, which is very correct, there is another gender which is called neutral gender. The most common is masculine noun, are all the nouns that in singular definite, they end in E or U. So singular number and definite form, they end in E or U. They are masculine nouns, and feminine nouns are those that in singular definite end in A. If they end in A, they are feminine nouns. Any questions so far?
If the singular definite ends in ya, is that feminine?
Yeah, so if it ends in ya, it's like saying it ends in A. It still ends in A.
Okay.
So it's just the same ending. If it ends in A, it's feminine. The reason why in many books it mentioned also ya, because there are many nouns in Albanian, they end in that one, so they somehow form a category themselves. But if you just say A, that's all, it's great. Here, do we have any new students? I cannot see it. Can you all guys check it out? No, we don't have. Okay. Let's go to the next one. What is the case of noun? The case refers to how nouns are used in relation to other words in a sentence. In English, there are 3 cases. It's the subject case, the object case, and possessive case. But those are so easy. It's like saying 1 + 1 = 2. That's why they're not very common or very used in English, etc. In Albanian, we have 5 cases in total, and there are also the abbreviations. Nominative, accusative, the one we'll talk today, dative, genitive, and ablative. And as I mentioned before, each case has indefinite and definite form. Now we will start with accusative. Slide number 6. What is accusative itself? And in the next slides, how do we form it? The accusative case, you will see it in these 3 letters, ACC, accusative. It's one of the cases of the noun, and it marks the direct object. Now, the direct object, it receives the action which is performed by a subject. What is the subject? The subject is nominative case. It's a person or a word or a noun that does an action. The subject does the action, the object receives it. So, in other words, accusative case, it's also called the object case. The object case, it's accusative. The subject case, it's nominative. And mostly in a sentence, they are used together. So there is a person who does the action and a word or noun that receives the action. So in a sentence, it is very common to use both cases, nominative and accusative, in the same sentence. Okay, an example there in English, the car hit the tree. The subject or the noun that does the action is the car. The action itself is hit. The tree is the object. That word receives the action. So that's accusative. In Albanian, we learn how to build such construction. Any questions so far? Hillary, what is accusative case?
It's what receives the action of the subject.
Very well, that's correct. Accusative case, it's also called?
Objective.
The object case, that is correct, or objective or object case, and it marks direct object. Shumir. Slide number 7. Let's learn how to build accusative form of nouns. In this slide are only masculine nouns. In the next slide, I'll write some feminine nouns. Pay attention to this one. I will write some stuff. They might be very weird, but in the next slide, I'll let you know how to use each one of these. Let's start with nominative, what we have done long time ago. So we'll review that one also, and we will compare them with each other. Masculine noun, indefinite at the top, and definite. Indefinites have nya, or in English it is a or an. Let's learn how we change nouns in nominatives. We have done it long time ago, but we'll do it again. Let's take the noun liber, which means book, or a book in general. If you want to say the book, it becomes libri. Why changes like that? There are some slides in the first lessons, previous lessons that I did. Check out that one in more details. Liber becomes libri, from a book in general, the book. But that is nominative. How does it change in accusative? In accusative, luckily and surprisingly, in indefinite, it's the same. So still liber, but in the definite it will change, and this is very important. It will take a n at the end, librin. How do we form it? Why did I add that n? That n, it's a suffix or a letter that you add to every single masculine and feminine noun that we'll see to the next slide, but only the definite form. How do we form it? Take nominative, that one at the top, libri, and add an n to it. Libri becomes librin. From a book, the book. So the translation, that one at the top, it means a book, and definite means the book. What about down the next one? That also means a book and also means the book. So in English it's the same thing, but in Albanian it's very different. Is it the same usage, indefinite of nominative with indefinite of accusative? Absolutely not. They have the same spelling, but the usage is very different. I'll let you know in the next slides. So liber, libri in accusative definite, librin indefinite for every single noun in Albanian. Indefinites are the same in accusative, the same in nominative. Any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, Natalie, ¿algunas preguntas?
Yes. No.
No
Estaba
question.
copiando, gracias.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. Mir. Let's take another noun, or let's see, Alexandra, let's take the example keter, which is squirrel, one of my favorite animals. What is nominative definite?
Ketri?
Ketri, very well. Ketri, that means the squirrel. So we are in nominative, where I'm typing there, the squirrel. Let's go to accusative now. How do we build accusative indefinite?
It would be the same.
The same, keter, and accusative definite?
Ketrin.
Ketrin, very well. Shumia.
That's one of my students' names.
All right, okay, yeah, Ketrin. Ketrin is the accusative case of squirrel, keter.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'll remove Ketrin now because we'll write many nouns there, but it follows the same rule. Okay, let's go to another noun, another type of noun, but still masculine. Is the word, for example, dial. Let's start with nominative and we'll compare it with accusative. Dial, it means boy or son, but a boy in general, or a son. What is the definite form? It becomes diali, which means the boy or the son. Why it changes like that? Again, check the previous lessons because there are some rules to that one. Now we'll learn accusative in this lesson more. Indefinite, still the same, still dial here. So dial. And accusative definite, it becomes dialin. How do we form accusative definite? Take nominative definite, add an n, nothing else. So diali, dialin, libri, librin. In this slide, we are just learning how to form accusative. In the next slides, I'll let you know how to use all these. So at this point, just memorize them like this. Let's take another noun. Nathalie, if I say bur, it means man. Go ahead with the rest.
Yes.
How do you say the man?
Okay, if I say bur, which ends in, it would be burra.
Yeah, so that is indefinite. What is definite nominative? The first line. Definite nominative.
Definite nominative. Definite nominative. From indefinite to definite, I have to change the E with the dots
Yeah,
to an
to?
A. To an A.
Can you say the pronunciation?
Burra.
To an I. Buri.
To an I.
Because that one's an exception, because it's a man.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now
yes.
be careful.
Yeah.
So that's about nominative. Again, it's about the previous lesson about nominative, etc. So
Okay.
follow the same rule as dial. I said that dial becomes diali. Bur,
Okay.
buri.
Burri.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, do not follow that rule with a. That's a whole another thing. Check again the lesson about the nominative. So bur becomes buri. Go ahead, accusative.
So it would be bur.
Bur,
And
the
burin.
second, burin, very well. Burin.
Yes.
That means either husband or man, the husband or the man. Okay, I'll delete it.
Okay.
It's the same as boy, and I'll write some other nouns. Okay, let's go to another type of noun, still masculine. The word for shock. Shock, it's a male friend. Definite, it becomes shoku. Why it's like that? Check the previous lesson. Go ahead with, let's start with accusative. It's the same. Shock. Accusative. Definite. Matthew.
Shokud.
Oh, once again.
Shokud.
Shokun.
Shokun.
Shokun. So take nominative at the top, add an N, nothing else. Shoku, shokun. The same for the word meek, which is a male friend. Again, just like shock, it's another word for friend, meek. Alexandra?
The definite would be miku.
Shumir?
The accusative indefinite is mik.
Shumir?
And the accusative definite is mikun.
That's very correct, Shumir. Let's start with another type of noun, still masculine. Chen. Chen, it is a dog in general. Definite is cheni. Accusative remains the same. Chen. Definite accusative, chenin. Chenin, which means the dog, but it's different from the dog from nominative. The same rule follows my name, El Son. El Soni. El Son, again accusative. El Sonin. Another type of noun, for example, krach, which means arm. The arm. Definite. Anyone knows definite accusative nominative? Krahu. Indefinite accusative is the same. Krach. And the definite, krahun. Yeah, krahun. So I am taking some masculine nouns, but they end in different letters, so we can practice with the endings. Let's start with another noun, zog. Zog, it means bird, so a bird in general. If you want to say the bird, zogu. Why it changes like that? It's about nominative rules that we mentioned before. Definite, indefinite accusative, zog. Definite, Matthew?
Zogun.
Zogun, very well. How to use all these, I'll let you know in the next slides. Let's just learn how to build them. Another noun, ari, which in Montana they're very famous. Bear, the animal.
Oh, bear.
Definite, it's an exception, ariu. Ariu. I've mentioned it when we did nominative. It becomes ariu. Let's go to accusative. It stays the same. Ari, accusative, Kiri?
Ariun.
Ariun.
Yeah.
So ariu was nominative, ariun accusative. Did you know that days of the week are also nouns in grammar? Let's take Monday, but that's a feminine noun. We'll do that in the next slide. It's feminine. But days of the week are noun. We'll do that in the next slide. Any questions?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll ask you some questions. Let's say, let me see, a noun. Alexandra, take a noun in masculine and do all these changes. A noun that you know, maybe computer or phone or anything.
Okay.
Same
Computer. Computer.
Shumir, computer. Go ahead. Definite.
The definite is computeri,
Computeri.
then the accusative definite is computerin.
Accusative definite. Yep. So computerin.
And then it doesn't change for the indefinite
Exactly.
nominative to accusative.
It doesn't change. Come here. Carrie, a noun in masculine.
Let's see. Is
You can take a name. You can take a name of a river, of a state, of one of the.
Tirana.
Tirana is a feminine noun. Another noun.
How about what about Lula?
What is it?
Lula, is that feminine? That's feminine too.
Lula, it's flower. Yep, it's feminine.
McKean?
It's feminine.
Help me, give me something. That's
A name, a person's name.
Matthew.
Okay, so this is how.
Matt, we'll do Matt, because it ends in T.
Okay, Matt, go ahead.
Okay, so then as the Matt would be Matt T.
Meti, Shumir, go ahead.
And then indefinite would be met, and then definite accusative would be metin.
Metin, very well, that's correct. Now, it's not correct in English to say the Matthew. In Albanian, that makes perfect sense. I'll let you know in the next slide how to use it. So every single name or noun or whatever it is, name of country or state, etc., it's very correct to put the in front. Natalie, do you know a noun in Albanian or a name?
A noun or a name? May I say a noun like corridor?
Corridor, Shumir, which means?
Which means hall.
Hall, Shumir, go ahead.
Yes. Then it would be, yes. Corridori.
Shumir, go ahead. Accusative.
Accusative, it would be corridor.
Corridor.
And corridorin.
Shumir, corridorin. Very well, with Nadia, Shumir. Is Lanson back? Lanson? Are you there?
Yeah.
No. Okay, you're there. Do you know a noun in Albanian, masculine noun?
Uj.
Uj, Shumir, that means?
Water.
Water, uj. Definite becomes?
Uj.
Shumir, uj. Correct. Accusative indefinite?
Uj.
Uj is the same with uj, definite.
And ujin.
Very well. Uj, that's correct. Matthew, a noun or a name or?
New York.
Okay, New. This is how it's spelled in Albanian. New York.
Mir. New Yorku.
Show me New Yorku. Go ahead.
Accusative indefinite New York.
New York.
And definite accusative New Yorkin.
No.
Or New Yorkun. I'm sorry.
Yeah, New York. Show me. Any questions, Carrie? Did you find? Oh, you found the name, Matt. Any questions about accusative? Do you want me to repeat anything again? Any of these rules? Okay. Regarding why liber becomes libri or why diali, etc. I have done one lesson just for that one, and go ahead and check the lesson nominative case of nouns part 1. So check out that one and you'll learn why this changed. In today's lesson, we learned accusative, how we build it, only masculine nouns. Let's go to the next slide. Let's learn how to build feminine nouns in accusative. Okay, slide number 8. Let's take a feminine noun. I'll take different endings so you can practice with the words. Lule, Carrie said it earlier, it's a flower. Definite, it becomes lulia. Why it changes like that? Check the previous lesson. Indefinite, surprisingly, luckily, it's the same. So again, lule, just like in masculine nouns. Be careful with the next one. So do not take definite anymore and add an N. Take indefinite and add an N, which means lulen. This is the only different accusative masculine feminine nouns. If you want to build it, accusative definite, take as a base nominative indefinite and add an N. So lule becomes lulen. Let's take another example. For example, motor, which means a sister. It becomes motra. Accusative remains the same. Motor. Definite. Alexandra?
Molten.
Once again,
Molten.
how do you type it? How do you spell it?
Oh, molten.
Motran, motran. Now, what happens here? Only for nouns that end in er, if you want to build either definite, nominative, or other cases, we drop the We drop the and we add a in nominative. Motor becomes motra. What happens in accusative? You switch the places of and r, so motran. This happens because of pronunciation to make it easier to pronounce. Motron, it means the sister. The same would go for letter. Letter, it means paper or letter. It becomes letron, the letter or the paper. Here, another noun feminine, ștăpi. Ștăpi, emrore, nominative becomes ștăpia. Indefinite, luckily it's the same, ștăpi. The next one, this is a noun that ends in a long E, ștăpi. What's a long E? That's where the accent is, ștăpi, like that, and not ștăpi. So the accent is not in it's in E. In such words, not only you add an N, such as other nouns, but an extra umlaut E at the end, ștăpin, like that. The same is for Albania, Shqipëri, definite accusative, Shqipërin, like that. The reason is because the accent falls in the last vowel, which is E. You add an extra umlaut E at the end, Shqipërin. Any questions?
That's only really in spelling. It's not really in pronunciation, right?
Exactly, because the at the end, it's not really pronounced. It's not ștăpină. If I pronounce it like that, it's because I want to let you know there is an there, ștăpină. But it's ștăpin, like that, ștăpin.
Okay.
Other questions?
So we would use this like if I was the subject doing the verb, like I was going home.
That is a great question, which belongs to another lesson. But if you use prepositions in Albanian, such as preposition to, home, we have two words for to in Albanian. You can and one word follows nominative, the other follows accusative. So in this lesson, we'll not focus on prepositions. That one will be the second part of this lesson. We are going to focus on direct object. I clean the house, for example, or I have a sister, or I pick the flower, etc. Without prepositions this lesson. The next will be with prepositions. Okay, so if you were the subject of a sentence, you will say a sentence like this if you want to use accusative. I clean the house. I is the subject. The house is the object. Okay, any questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Mir, other nouns that are feminine ones. Gazette, which means newspaper, definite becomes gazeta. Accusative, it remains the same. Gazette. Carrie?
Gazetten.
Very well. Gazeton, Shumir. The accent is in A. Gazet, Shumir. The same is for all the nouns that end in here. Vais, none. The same is all nouns that end in E or or E, etc. I'm just taking one example per ending. The next one is kala. Be careful here. The accent is in the last A. Kala. I'm not saying kala. I'm saying kala, which means it follows the same rule as ștăpi. So kala becomes kalaya in nominative. In definite accusative, it remains the same. Here, kalan, extra umlaut E at the end. Kalan. Just like ștăpi, kala. Another example is Canada. It follows the same rule. Canada-n. Or cafene, cafeteria. It becomes cafeneia. Indefinite remains the same, cafene. Definite, cafenen, umlaut E at the end. Any questions? Here's another noun, grua, which is woman. Grua. Accent is in U, grua. It becomes gruaia. That belongs to the previous rules that we have learned. Accusative indefinite, it remains the same again. Grua, and definite gruan. Without the umlaut e at the end. The accent is not in a, it's in u, in u. Any questions?
No.
Is it complicated how we build it?
Well, it's more difficult than masculine, but it's not impossible.
Right, okay. Now, it's more difficult than in masculine. It's about the accent, where the accent is in a word. The word ștăpi, or nouns that end in e, ștăpi, șipri, cutii, box, etc., or those that end in a long e, not lule. Lule is in u. Cafene. Cafene is in the last e. You add ya indefinite, and you have an extra e, umlaut e, at the end. Cafenen, calan, ștăpin, șiprin, etc. The same rule I forgot to mention. Let's go back to slide number 7. The same rule is for also some masculine noun that I did not mention here. Is the word, for example, jaja. Jaja, it means uncle. It's the brother of your father, jaja. Definite, it becomes, so accent is in the second a, jaja. Definite, it becomes jajai. Indefinite remains the same, jaja. Definite accusative, jajan, umlaut e at the end. So the same as feminine nouns. Okay, any questions?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Yep.
Matthew, tell me a feminine noun and let's change it, all these feminine nouns. So let's go to the next slide and let's change it through the case and stuff. Matthew?
A new noun?
Yeah, a new noun, a profession, I don't know, nationality, or other objects, or names of people, countries.
Okay. Got?
Got, what is got?
Glass?
Glass, Shumir, the drinking glass, not the material. Go ahead, definite.
Gota?
Gota, indefinite, accusative.
Goat?
Got remains the same, definite.
Gotan.
Goten.
Goten.
Goten, so indefinite, nominative, you add an n. Goten, Shumir. Kerry?
Makin.
Makin.
Right, makin.
Go ahead, makin.
Makina.
Makina.
And then makin. Makin.
Shumir, makin again.
And then makinan.
Shumir, makinan, the car, correct. Alexandra.
Tavolin.
Tavolin. Definite.
Tavolina.
Tavolina. To the viewers outside on YouTube who are guessing, how did Alexandra found that? How did she find that? Those are some rules that belong to the previous lessons that we have done before. So check those out. Go ahead, Alexandra.
So the accusative stays the same, tavolin.
Yeah, tavolin, and then?
And then the definite is tavolinen.
Tavolinen, Shumir. Alexandra, your name, can you change it? Can you go through the cases with your name, like this?
Alexandra.
No? Alexander. Indefinite form of her name. Definite is Alexandra.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And then in the accusative, it stays the same.
Yep.
And then in the definite, it would be Alexandran.
Alexandran. Alexandran. Definitely. Mir. Other, Natalie?
Yes. A name?
Yeah, a name, a country, whatever it is. But feminine.
Okay, feminine. Name? Maybe Yusha?
How do you spell it?
Gyshja.
Okay, what was it again? Gusha?
Yusha.
Okay. This is the Albanian spelling. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Indefinite. Indefinite is with yush because the accent is in u. Now it's yusha. Go ahead.
So, okay,
Indefinite.
yush again,
And then
yushan.
yushan.
Okay.
Other nouns, Kiri? Any other one who would like to add a noun or a name? Okay, let's go to the usage now. We just learned the accusative. Accusative has many usages. So this case that we just learned, you can use it in many situations. Today we are going to learn it only how accusative is as a direct object. We are not going to learn prepositions today. That will be in the next lesson, the second part of this lesson. Today we are going to learn sentences with accusative and how we build them, etc. So I will write a sentence now. I will write them both forms, indefinite and definite, so you can see the difference. For that, I will bring the table to the next slide. I'll bring the table 1 second. Okay, right there. And I will choose a noun from here or another noun, and I will write it here. Both forms, indefinite and definite. For example, Arturi po këndon një këngë. Now the word këngë is feminine. It's from feminine the table. This is masculine, but it's similar. Arturi po këndon një këngë. Who is doing the action? Who is receiving the action? Or who is doing what is receiving the action? Here in this sentence, we have a mix of nominative and accusative, so 2 cases. And this is a very typical sentence, normal sentence in Albanian. Arturi is the person who is doing the action. Since he is, it's a person, it's a person's name, we put it definite. It's very strange to put it indefinite. It's correct grammatically unless there are many Arthurs around and you say one Arthur is singing a song. Then it's correct. Otherwise, definite form with people's names. So that's nominative, what we have studied in the previous lessons. Now, condon is the verb to sing. What is the word that receives the action of singing? It's the word song, kung. Is that definite or indefinite, Kerry?
That is indefinite
Indefinite, how do you know it?
because it says nya before it.
Because it's nya, because you have nya, which is a linking word, a or an in English. Arthur is singing a song or one song. You know it's indefinite. Now, my question is it accusative or nominative, Natalie?
Sorry?
The word kung in blue, is it nominative or accusative?
It is nominative.
How do you know it and why?
Well, I think because after, not sure. Because after ni, it's after ni, and
so
it says kung.
Check out the table there. After nya, it's either nominative or accusative.
Okay.
So what is the word that is doing the action?
The one that is doing the action is Arturi.
So every time I say this word, or every time you read it somewhere, etc., if something says, if someone says the person who is doing the action or the noun, that means it's nominative. So Arturi, it's nominative.
Nominative. Arturi is nominative.
Yes, and if I say what's the word that receives the action, that means that word is the direct object.
Okay, so the direct object.
And if I say direct object, that's accusative.
Okay.
Okay, so Arturi po këndon një këngë. Arturi nominative, këngë is accusative. Is it accusative definite or indefinite? We have një. Where is një here? It's in indefinite.
Indefinite.
So he's singing a song. I will write it here. Arturi is singing a song. A song in general, not a specific song. Let's change the same sentence to Arturi is singing the song. So let's make it definite. Let me see. Matthew?
Arturi po këndon një
if you say një, it's indefinite, not indefinite.
Arturi po këndon këngu?
No. So we need accusative. I'm putting some feminine nouns there also. Go ahead.
Kangan.
Kangan, that's very correct. Arturi, po, kandon, kangan, shumir. So po kandon, I'll write it here. Kangan. What is the translation, Alexandra?
Arturi is singing the song.
That's very correct. So now, what case is kangan, Alexandra?
It is the accusative definite.
Very well. Accusative definite, so it's a specific song. Okay, in the table there I put mix of masculine and feminine nouns. So kangan, it changes like goton there at the very bottom, or makinan, changes tongue. So the word that receives the action is still the same word, but it just changed form. From indefinite became definite. Okay, let's go to another sentence. She is ayo po ledzon nie liber. This means she is reading a book. Natalie, what is nominative? What is accusative?
Okay, so nominative, I cannot see. I'm sorry.
What? Tell me.
I cannot see the. Wait. Okay, so nominative, it would be. Let's see. Ayo.
Ayo, very well. So nominative can be either a noun or a pronoun. Now, what is the action?
Okay.
The action is reading. What is the
Okay.
the object? What word receives the action of reading?
Liber.
Liber, very well. Say it also near liber. What form is that? Definite or indefinite, Natalie?
Liber, it is indefinite.
In or definite? I didn't hear it well.
Indefinite.
Indefinite. How do you know it?
Because if it was definite, it would be liber.
Very well, Shumir. You can also recognize it by nya. It has nya in front of it. If it has nya, it's a book in general.
Okay.
Mir? Okay,
Yeah.
so Ayo po ledzon nie liber. She is reading a book. Matthew, how do you say she is reading the book?
Ayo po ledzon Libra.
No. So where is Libra indefinite? Here, nowhere. You always need, it ends in na. Always in na. Check the table.
Ayo po ledzon Librin.
Librin, very well. Ayo po ledzon librin. So we are in accusative. We said why. That's the word that receives the action. Now, indefinite, we said it with nya. Now check the definite part here. It always ends in na. Definite always ends in na. So Ayo po ledzon librin. She's reading the book, a specific book. In a question, apo shikon, we have an optional T that we don't really use it in spoken Albanian. Një film. Can you translate this, Alexandra?
Are you watching a film?
Very
movie?
well. Are you, or a movie, Shumir? Now, Lenson, what case is një film?
New film is accusative case.
Accusative?
Indefinite.
Very well, Shumir. And what is nominative there?
T.
Very well. So T is a person who is doing the action. He maybe is doing or not because it's a question, but that's the subject of the sentence. The translation, are you watching a movie or film? Now, Lenson again, what is definite accusative, the same sentence?
Apo shikon filmin.
Very well. Apo shikon filmin, are you watching the movie? So a specific movie. Are you watching the movie? For example, the movie I told you about earlier, the movie we were talking about, etc. Mir. Another one. Un po ha dark tani. I am having, or in Albanian we say I'm eating dinner now. What case is dark, Carrie?
It's in indefinite. Let me see. Yeah, it's indefinite.
What case?
It is the accusative.
Why it's accusative? How do you know it?
Because it's receiving the action.
That's very correct, Shumir. So you will not always have nye in front, so you find out it's indefinite or definite. It doesn't sound well if you say I'm having a dinner now or one dinner now. Grammatically, it's correct, so you will not always have these nyes here. This is one example. Un pahat dark tani, I'm having dinner now. Let's make the definite, Kiri.
Un ha darken tani.
Very well. Un pahat darken tani. I'm eating the dinner now. How do you use this one, this type of sentence? If I called you like 1 hour ago and I say to you, hey, what are you doing? I am preparing the dinner. And then I call you again. What are you doing? I'm eating the dinner now. The dinner we previously talked about, etc. So it's a specific dinner.
Okay.
Un pahat darken tani. Okay. Another sentence for that I will. Okay, let me make some space. Okay. Un po, or I'll choose a name. El soni po lezon gazetan tani. Matt, what case is what? What form is what?
So gazeton is accusative definite.
Yes. How do you know it's definite?
I know it's definite because of the ending.
Very well. Because of the n ending, that's correct. That's typically for accusative. So accusative definite is gazetan. What is nominative? What is indefinite definite?
So in nominative, it would be gazette.
Yeah, that's correct. But in this sentence, what is nominative?
Oh, okay. El Soni.
El Soni, that's correct. Definite or indefinite?
That would be definite.
That's definite. If it's a person's name, it's always definite, unless there are many people in the same name.
Yep.
Okay, El Soni polezon gazeta zani. Natalie, make the whole sentence indefinite now. From definite, which is gazetan, make it indefinite. Go ahead.
Okay. Indefinite.
Uh-huh.
Okay. El Sony
Uh-huh.
Colexon Gazeta Tani.
A newspaper.
Gazette.
Tani. Very well. So that one is, you do count it a newspaper near gazette. I'm not reading two at the same time, for example.
Okay.
But about dinner, it's one dinner that I'm having near dark. Near El Soni polezon near gazette Tani. That is correct. A newspaper in general. The next sentence. Alexandra, how do you say in Albanian, you are drinking a coffee?
Tipo pi një kafe tani.
That's correct. Tipo pi një kafe. Matthew, what case is what?
So cafe is it's accusative indefinite.
How do you know it's indefinite?
It's indefinite because of nya.
Very well, because of nya, that's correct. Make that sentence definite.
Okay, so T po P T po P.
Now the pronunciation. This word can either be pronounced cafe, so the accent in a, and you just add an n to make it definite. But actually, this is not correct grammatically. The accent must be in e, cafe, which means add an extra umlaut e at the end. Tipo pi cafen.
Cafen, po.
Very well, with umlaut e at the end. Mir. One more sentence, and then let me know your sentences that you you have them ready, I guess, by now. Okay. Agimi ponderton nyastabi. What is the translation, Kiri?
Agimi Underton, what? I don't know, arrived at the home?
No,
arrived?
no.
Is arriving? What is
No.
Underton?
What is underton? To build.
To build, okay. Agimi is building a home.
Or a house.
A house.
A house, yep. So what about Agimi is building the house, Lanson?
Agimi po the ton Stepin.
With extra umlaut e at the very end, which is very important in spelling, in the writing. There are some viewers from YouTube. If you want to join, there are still empty seats, so you can join. Go to learnalbanianonline.net. Okay, any questions? You understand how the action, where the action falls, what words receives it, indefinite, definite. Carrie?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's kind of weak, but I think I got it.
Okay, Alexandra?
Готовим.
Okay, now we have not talked about preposition. That's a whole new universe. It's a whole Milky Way. It's another thing. This is just a direct object, which is one of the functions of accusative case as a direct object. These prepositions in the next lesson will be about prepositions. Matthew?
Unyamir.
Yeah, Mir. Natalie?
Mir.
Who else? Lanson?
I'm just wondering, for example, for words like pandofel, how will it
Once again, I
change?
didn't hear it, please. Once again?
Pandofel. Like sleep?
Pandofel. Pandofel, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What about it?
Like how will it change into
All right.
accusative definite?
Pandofel, that's like a slipper that you wear. Definite is pandofla. It's like motor, motra. Indefinite is the same in accusative, and accusative definite, pandoflen.
Okay.
Shumir.
The same for nouns that end in er. For example, under, that crazy dream I had last night. Under, that is dream. Definite, undra. Indefinite, under, undrun. The same for thunder, the word I never get right, either broom or groom. The guy who gets married.
Groom.
Groom, perfect. So thunder becomes thundri. Definite, thundrin. Accusative and indefinite is the same. Any questions?
Yep.
Okay, slide number 10. The last slide. It's another exercise. I've not written anything here. Let's just make some sentences. So I'll write it in English, and one of you is going to translate it in Albanian. We are writing a letter, and versus we are writing the letter. I'm writing all this in English, so take your time. The first one, there will be, how many are you there? 1 second, need to track out the pace. I will write 5 sentences. The first one, Alexandra. The second, Carrie. The third, Lanson. The fourth, Matthew. And the fifth, Natalie. So I'll write 5 sentences now. Take your time and think how to translate them in Albanian, both forms, indefinite, definite, and then we will start. If there is any new word, no problem, I'll help you.
The letter is in Albanian.
What's again? What is it, please? What was it again?
Letter. How do you say letter?
Oh, letter is later. Later.
A letter in Albanian.
Oh, just letter as in spelling.
It was like paper.
Paper. Later. I'll take an letter is paper, or letter is the same spelling. Paper or letter. The letter, when you spell a word, it is shkronj or germ. That's the letters of a word. Okay, they are buying a car versus they are buying the car. What else? She is eating a dessert versus she is eating the dessert. Are 5 sentences yet? No. Dessert. Oh, with one S. Okay, dessert. What else? The dessert. I am learning a lesson versus I am learning the lesson. I'll give you 5 minutes, so even if you're watching from YouTube, you can try ahead this type of exercise and translate them in Albanian, both forms. Some forms are not used. For example, she's preparing a breakfast, but grammatically that's very correct, and we'll practice how to form it. In some cases, the definite is more used than indefinite. Let me know when you are ready.
May I ask you how is it to learn in Albanian?
To learn, we say mësoj, first person. What person do we have it here? Yeah, first person is mësoj, that's all. Mësoj.
Okay.
And lesson, we say mësim.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Përgati.
Përgatis, to prepare. Përgatis. Dessert. Ëmbëlsirë is a dessert. Ëmbëlsirë. What else?
Breakfast is what is breakfast again?
Mëngjes, which
Mëngjes.
also means morning. Which also means morning, the word mëngjes.
Right.
Other words? Anyone is ready to read the sentences?
I can do the first one.
Okay, who was the first one? Alexandra?
Alexandra. Po.
Okay, go ahead, Alexandra.
Në po shkruajmë një letër, and then
Okay, ne po shkruajmë një letër, and definite is?
në po shkruajmë letrën.
Very well, letrën, that's very correct, shumë mirë. Who has the second one, or anyone who has finished it?
Me, I do, I think.
Okay, go ahead, Gary.
Okay. Grua,
Huh?
woman. Grua,
Okay, so shumë mirë, a woman.
so një grua.
Shumë mirë.
Okay. Një grua. Përgatit or përgatit?
Një grua, one second, grua përgatit, prepares.
Përgatit, përgatit. Një mëngjes.
Very well, shumë mirë. This is a rare construction, but it's grammatically very correct. The next one?
Një grua përgatit një just a second.
No.
Oh, not një. Një grua përgatit mëngjesin.
Mëngjesin, that's correct. Një grua përgatit mëngjesin. A woman prepares the breakfast.
Okay.
They're buying a car. Anyone who did that?
Probably. Oh, okay.
Oh, ata po. What was it, Lanson?
Ata po blejnë një makinë.
Po.
And then ata po blejnë makinën.
Very well. Ata po blejnë makinën. Numri, the next one. Who has that one? Matthew? Okay.
Ayo po ham një ëmbëlsirë.
Ëmbëlsirë, and she's eating the dessert.
Ayo po ha ëmbëlsirin.
Run, ëmbëlsirën.
Ëmbëlsirën.
The dessert, ëmbëlsirën. The last one, Natalie? Natalie?
Yes, I have it, I think.
Go
So
ahead.
I am learning a lesson would be un mësoj një mësim.
Un po, ing, learning, ing, un po, mësoj, një,
Un po mësoj.
versus,
Okay. Un po mësoj mësimin.
very well, un po mësoj mësimin. That is very, very correct, Shumir. Do you have any questions about all these sentences?
Hey.
Any sentences that you build your own on your own and you want to share it with me or with the viewers or with anyone else?
Not yet for me.
Not yet. What did you think of the lesson? We have 7 viewers from YouTube. Thank you very much for watching us live. I see that Lanston left at least 100 times and joined again. Thank you for joining.
I have problem with internet, sorry.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. Any questions, anything else? This was the first part of accusative case, only about nouns. The second part will be after a couple of Sundays. And then we'll continue with accusative because there is a lot to talk about it. Any questions?
Yep.
Okay, this was the lesson I had prepared for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. You can watch this video. This all is recorded online. So in case you missed it, you can watch it online whenever you want. If you want, you can join the next lesson also. And anything else?
Faleminderit.
You are welcome.
Faleminderit.
You are welcome. I wish you all the best and greetings from Albania. The class is dismissed. Bye-bye.
Ciao, mirupafshim.
Mirupafshim.